I need my monitor up real quick to see what it looked like on all these other ends real quick. Hold on. And I'll be able to tell you what's going on. Let me see. Boom. Oh, there it is. And they moving. Let me see. So that's how it is on Facebook. See on YouTube.
I still feel dark.
You good?
You good? We live now. So man, what's going on, fellas? I see we got some folks already in here. Let's try to see if we can get a few more folks in here before we get going. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me cut that all down. Oh man, it was so nice, man. We had to do it twice, fellas. What's going on, man? PA, Nelly, Nell.
It's good, Big T.
Man, look, I got a nice little response, man, from the last video we did, man, and we was already kind of talking behind the scenes about making sure we got back on this, man. Y'all guys was, man, y'all was entertaining, and man, for the most part, man, you know, y'all known out here. And people want to hear y'all perspective when it come to things, especially when it come to this hooping stuff. Because again, the last time we talked, we was just talking about, man, y'all seen a lot of these guys, man, from day one, from middle school, from grade school, and you know, in terms of Jason, man, it's great to see him on this big stage. But I mean, we gonna jump right into it. Before we get going, man, we gotta put the applause on here, man, because we got a special announcement. Man, this live stream is now being powered by SeatGeek. So let me drop a bomb on this, man, because I mean that's huge right there. I think I started this podcast back in like 2000 December 2020, and man, just to get to the point, man, where folks are viewing, folks are listening, people are chiming in, people have giving me, man, great support to keep doing this, because we all know, man, a lot of times, man, people start stuff, but a lot of times, man, people don't finish it and have the power and the wherewithal to keep going. So for the listeners, man, that's hats off to you. But again, this live is powered by SeatGeek, and if you don't know what SeatGeek is, it's an online ticketing app. And matter of fact, here, let me put this up here. So we got that. It's an online ticketing app that you know, if you go on and you use the promo code Coach Turner, you can get $20 off your first purchase. So if you want to go check out like a Milwaukee game, a Celtics game, a Blues game, whatever type of game you want to check out, man, you use my promo code, you can get $20 off any sporting event. It can even be, man, music events, anything. So we're gonna make sure that we keep trying to pump that out each episode, man. Hats off to SeatGeek. PA, Nell, y'all got some stuff y'all want to kind of throw out there before we get going?
I just want to say my condolences to Metro Boomin and his family, man. Real sad occasion that occurred over the weekend.
Mm.
And I just
Talk
want
about
to condolence to the family in Metro Boomin, man.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, no, that's a real sad situation, man. I mean, it just seemed like now, man, the more that it heat up, we starting to hear, man, just you know, anytime I feel like anytime you cut on the news, man, you can hear sad stories about, man, so much that's going on. But man, prayers go out to him and his family, man. That's a sad situation. So all right. All right. So again, all right, let me just kind of tell you right now, we in week 1 of the Brian Turner Dragons basketball camp. And even though, man, today was the first day, I got to get back in shape of running the camp, man. If you can kind of tell, my voice is kind of scratchy. Man, I've been blowing that whistle all day, but then, man, standing on my feet, man, demonstrate, showing
Blow the
drills,
whistle.
passing balls, getting up and down, man, it's tough. And I'm glad though that I got through day 1, because everything else is downhill from here. But man, we had a nice turnout. Had about 45 kids there, man, participating and doing stuff. And this is year number 6 for me putting this camp together, man. And it's great to constantly see kids that oh yeah, we can see, we can hit that on that. Man, you're man, number 6. And kids kind of growing the program. I remember, man, my first year, I got some of those guys on my team that came to this camp when they were, man, 6th grade, 7th grade, and now they're actually dragging. So, man, that's what it's all about. being able
Exactly.
to give kids an
Grow.
opportunity.
Seeing them grow,
Man,
seeing them
seeing
grow.
them grow, man, seeing them turn
Man,
in, man, that's a plus. That's a plus for me. So let's jump right in it, man. We got game number 2. And the last time we talked, you got to think, man, we were having a conversation on Jason being one of the greatest of all time. And we said right off the bat, man, he's gonna have to put up, man, big numbers, huge numbers, in order for these guys to be able to contend with this Golden State juggernaut. And in game 1, he didn't have the best game, but his team showed up. So let's start with you, Nell, man. What did you see in game 1 that kind of set the tone for the series before we even jump into game 2?
I saw playmaking. I saw a whole nother side of Jason, but Jason displayed a whole nother side of him that a lot of people probably didn't know about. His playmaking skills, to get everybody involved, because everybody know he's a scorer, but people just don't know he know how to run an offense. You need to tighten up on his dribbling, but that's gonna come. I remember Steph Curry was the same way before he started winning championship. He tried so many things, you just knock it off his foot and go out of bounds. All the dribbling and tricks that Stephen got down pat, he was going through trials and tribulations in the past when Mike Jackson was the coach. So once he mastered that, you see the finished product with Steph. I believe the same thing is gonna happen with Jason.
Yeah, because if folks remember, and PA, you can kind of hit on this, man. When Jason was coming up, man, even playing at Chaminade, man, he was a point guard.
Point guard.
So being able to run the team, get things,
Everything.
man, everything, man, 1 through 5. And so
Yeah,
even just to display basically, man, his whole package right now in the finals. Now everybody getting a chance to see this on a bigger scale. So PA, what were some of the things you saw in game 1?
Game 1, his shots wasn't falling, but he was still shooting, but he was doing other things to get other people in the game, and they was making shots. And he was steady getting to them. He wasn't forcing the issue. I need to get 3 or 4 shots up. He was getting the shots. All the shots he missed, them shots he knocked down, them normally makeable shots. They wasn't going in. So he turned to the other level. He started rebounding, started passing, seeing everybody was hot. But he continued to keep shooting. It just wasn't falling for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's huge. And even when we said from the start, it was just kind of going to be, Golden State juggernaut offense versus Boston, man. They length and they D, like they built that Boston team to be a team that just, man, locked down defense. And then you got a person like Marcus Smart, who was the first point guard to win Defensive Player of the Year since Gary Payton, out there kind of spearheading everything. And then if like this league is a point guard league, if you got a stud point guard, man, you can do some things. But then you add a stud point guard defender, and now you got a team playing for a championship.
Two-way player, you take that all day.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt. So we saw the huge fourth quarter, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a 12-point game going into the end of the third. I cut the game off, man. I dozed off.
I don't know why.
I mean, I felt like it was.
Come on, man.
Games where
you play too much basketball and coach too much basketball. You know it ain't over until the Bucks.
I've been watching Boston been playing since the first game of the playoffs, and if I noticed that they could have a big lead on them, and they'll come back. People forgot when they played Miami. Miami jumped out to almost a 30-point lead, 25, 30-point lead. They lost the game, but they got it within 1. They came all the way back. They don't talk about that much. They talk about the blowouts that Boston gave them, but the resilience they have to come back, the hunger. They couldn't come back. The rest was terrible yesterday. I'm sorry. That was terrible. Draymond Green should have got defensive end award yesterday. All them tackles he was making.
So was the key, and I'm gonna throw this up here. Was the key yesterday? Was it the Warriors' defense that was the key in game 2? Depending on just the lockdown, and even what you was just saying just about Draymond and the things that they were doing. kind of
Yeah,
Dray,
they
talk
brought
about
that.
the Warriors defense in game
Yeah,
two.
it was the defense. They brought the intensity out. Something that I think Boston stole first game, so they went in there like they didn't know what to expect because they just beat them. So this game, Golden State was the second best defense in the league, up behind Boston this year, this basketball season. So you got to respect that. So they came out. Draymond, I ain't mad at him. He came out and did his. We was talking about last segments on that Sandlock defense, that concrete ball he was playing, and it
Mm.
worked. I don't know if it's gonna work in Boston, but it worked. It worked last night.
he definitely came out and set the tone, with the right out the bat up in Al Horford's face causing a jump ball. Then
Mm-hmm.
that led to other stuff going on, that got other people going. But he was definitely in the mix. Loney had his hands in a couple of situations, They bounced back from a poor performance in game one, you know. But Klay still, ain't
It's
Klay. But
look,
I seen
look.
I told you be that first matchup. That's the matchup. Brown and
man.
Klay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all already saw Clay best game. It's not gonna happen. The boy
Now
All
can't even.
right,
I
I
ain't
don't
gonna
even
say
think he
that.
touched the nets,
I ain't
man.
gonna say that because he can turn it
All
on
right.
too fast. If you say that's his best game.
I'm
yeah.
just
So
saying the boy he ain't got no elevation on his layups. He gonna miss the shots. If he ain't coming off that pick and that screen, but you got to play defense. They gonna tire him out first, and his Achilles, his knee, his leg, whatever he had an injury with, is affecting him right now. He's not the same Clay.
so
Can you say that?
but let's look at the Warriors defense as far as now. We looked and we saw the guys that were in double figures for Boston. And
Mm-hmm.
versus game one, when you got Al Horford going, knocking 5 threes down, and you got other guys that's contributing, knocking stuff down.
Smart,
Was it
Yeah.
those things to where
Williams.
Hey, look, game one, Smart 7 for 11, 7 for 3, 7 for 4 from threes. Brown, all those guys. Game one showed up hard for 6 for 8 for threes. You know what I'm
man?
saying? Then next game,
But
next game,
Harden had two.
you count on their hands.
No,
Right.
that Hartford had 2 points. Smart had 2 points, and Williams had 2 points. The center.
Mm-hmm.
So
How much?
that's 6 points with the starter. 3 starters scored 6 points.
Brown caught fire, then he fizzled out, ended up with 17.
But
Yeah.
they had them. How about the foul? The phantom foul. He didn't touch Gary Payton Jr. He didn't touch him.
White had 12 after coming out with 26.
So
Right. And
they set out the fourth
remember
quarter.
we said that, Jason was gonna have to have 40. Who else gonna come with him? In order to be able to sustain, because what Jason ended up with 20, what?
He had
28.
28.
Yeah,
28. So
28.
he had his game. But
But
who else?
Golden State threw a lot of wrinkles. They had Gary Payton Jr. out there, you know what I'm saying? They had Poole out there. Them guys contribute more than Gary Payton didn't even play game one. You know what I'm saying? He jumped out there he had 7, a 3, trying to antagonize Jason, but that wasn't none. He too little. Jason shooting over the top of him.
But
But they
remember, we always said that it's not in the finals. It's about being able to make adjustments.
every game. Every
When you
game.
even when Iguodala, man, Iguodala may not even play 5 minutes, but if you didn't game plan for him and he throw him out and you throw him out there and he able to do something, that's like a chess move.
I think
you think about
he had 9 the first game. Then he
Yeah,
didn't play the second game.
but he was a liability on defense.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying?
Then Poole only had what 9 the first game. Then he came back with 17. The second game that was big for him. Loney had 4 the first game. Came back with 12. So guys that really didn't do nothing for Golden State in the first game kind of stepped up in the second
But
game. And Curry, he putting their foot on his neck every game. He coming to play.
but that's expected though. They had Golden State. They at home. So to go in there to steal a game, that's
Oh,
great.
Oh, they did what they had to do, Nelly. You hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's
So
all we want to do.
so look, so let me go to this one right here, and I'm gonna put this up here. Uh, will the Celtics be mentally tough to fight back in Game 3? So y'all threw out some key points, even when it came to even talking about just the stuff Draymond was out there doing. Now here's a man that's been in what? So this is what they fourth finals in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Experience, and know about them battles. Kind of remind you of somebody like a Kevin Garnett, that the mental part. Now, when I start,
Yeah.
trying to get into you, a little fire here, a little fire there, getting up under your skin, then all of a sudden, when it get a little hectic out there on the verge of being thrown out of the game, it's emotional. Now, can you bounce back and can you
Oh yeah.
react to what I just put out there? So, can the Celtics be mentally tough to fight back in Game 3? Go ahead, PA.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Nelly, go ahead.
No, I was just saying yes. It's been proven once again. We showed you through the Miami series. We showed you through the Milwaukee series. We showed you through the Brooklyn series. They have the number one defender of the year on their team.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond is not. He has the experience in the finals, but we have Smart. Smart gonna get them guys together, and he gonna be the Draymond Green for the next game. He gonna be all in their face. He gonna set the tone. They gonna come out and it's gonna be a great game. And Boston gonna be the one walk away with the win.
Mm-hmm.
So
PA,
don't
what you
bet on.
think? What's your take on that, PA, about them being mentally tough? Did you see
I,
them
I,
break a
I
little
think
bit?
I think Coach will have them together, man. They back home, big Game 3. I think both teams seemed like they was tired at one point in time the way they was playing. They was
Mm-hmm.
missing, going up and down, like they was both teams was tired. It was like a sloppy game in the third. Or
Right.
was that the third? They was up and down, just missing shots. It
Man,
looked
it
like
was,
both
it,
sides
it was
was
just
I
like
thought that was
turnovers, man. The
that.
ball
There's
slipping out of
Boston.
folks' hand.
right,
Yeah, that
right,
was,
right. But
but Draymond.
I think the coach will have them together, man. They'll be together. But
Yeah, but you got
it's gonna be a dog fight. Golden State ain't going nowhere.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest was on their side. You know that. I mean, it was obvious. The rest was on their side. So hopefully they get the calls in Boston, and then that'll frustrate
But
Golden State. But they got to protect their home court this time for real. They
but
can't. Boston hasn't lost back-to-back games the whole playoffs since they started. So that's a key point right there. So they have to protect. If nothing else, this is a game they supposed to win. They should blow them out just to make a statement.
I think they'll come out and be real aggressive. I think the whole team might be real aggressive, playing downhill, putting the pressure on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you stop Steph, man. You cut the head off the snake, man. Then it's gonna be.
I don't like I told you, man. Only person to stop Curry is Curry, man. That dude is crazy, man.
Look, we go get to him, man, because I think this is one of the things when I'm always talking about giving folks they roses and just being present in the moment and being happy to be able to see somebody like this. LeBron was another one that no matter what, man, we seeing greatness each time out when we watching this guy play, because at any moment something may happen. Lord forbid that something happens, but man, this dude just playing lights out. But let me
It's like.
ask y'all this though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, let me ask y'all this. So when we talked about some things that Golden State, some adjustments that Golden State made, and some things that the Celtics may have to do. But who, in your opinion, is the best five that should be on the court for both teams? And the reason why I say that, I feel like Golden State is gonna have an issue at some point with deciding on if they're gonna keep Klay Thompson out there or they're gonna let that boy Poole just do his thing. So what are your opinions on who is the best five for the Celtics, and who's the best five on the court that should be for Golden State down the stretch?
I like Kaminga. I like Kaminga
Mm-hmm.
instead of Looney. I mean, but Looney give you boards and big rebounds. But Kaminga, I like him because he active. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not really seeing the floor because it's a short leash on both sides for real. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no doubt.
There's a short leash on both sides.
It's a
But
it's a it's. Mm.
go ahead now.
No, I was just saying it's a reason why he's not out there. And really, the coach, no, I don't think
It's about matchups.
matchup. Yeah, who he gonna match up with? And then you got Looney is the one, like you say, he's getting rebounds. He getting the offensive boards, defensive boards. He kicking it out. He in a spot to receive the ball. The passes from like Steph and everybody. He just all he doing is dunking. So he's in a position, but his offensive rebound is killing him. The second chance shots Golden State is getting is the shots that's hurting him. It's the second chance shots, dog. Steph
Giving these guys more opportunities to look at that basket.
And then that basket looking big. That was looking Steph Curry like he got more control in his pocket and stuff. He opening up that basket. Man.
I on the Boston side, I like to see White instead of Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
White been solid, man. White been
White. But you got to think though. You got to have. That's the whole point about why they in the finals.
White been playing pretty good D on Steph.
But it's the depth though of the. So you got to play Smart, then bring White off the bench. You just can't start White. You gotta play it like Now White doing his job. He probably get more minutes than Smart the whole playoff. I mean the whole finals right now. So you need White out there.
He started a game or two in that Miami series when Smart was down.
He was out. Yeah, but he's reliable, but you still got to do the rotation. That's the important thing. The depth on the squad.
That's just my opinion. I think Smart be overdone sometimes.
But I love when Poole out there because he's so out of control. I love him when he out there because I know he's gonna mess up. Yeah, the beginning of the game he looked terrible out there. So I like his dribbling all the time.
But we just got through talking about it's a long series, it's a long season. Man, some of these guys, you don't know how their body's gonna react on playing every other day, or playing spot minutes or different things like that. You gotta let them young legs go. And I know Poole, sometimes he look OC, but that could be a gift and a curse. And just think about the end of that second quarter, how that jolt of energy he gave, and he hit some deep threes. Yeah, and it blew the roof off that place.
He's definitely an energy booster. He's definitely an energy booster, crowd pleaser and all that other stuff. But he just wilded me, man. He dribbled too much for me. Yeah, man.
So, that's gonna be the Kerr. That's gonna be the downfall.
So that's why I'm gonna get to this one right here. So again, Klay Thompson or Jordan Poole in the clutch when they go back to Boston. Do Steve Kerr have enough? Is he gonna have enough, nuts to be able to be like, look, Jordan, man, or Klay, look, you ain't hitting shots, you ain't got a lift on your shots, you ain't an elite defender, I'm gonna have to go Poole. Or is he gonna say, look, man, Klay been tough for us down the clutch, I gotta leave you out there just on the strength?
It's Klay day, man. It's Klay day. You hear me?
I don't know. You might have to go to some of your viewers or something to answer that question. You know how I feel about it. Klay, the shot is nice, but his defense is whack.
It's Klay day, man. He been there. He know what to do.
Don't you know Klay was sticking Jaylen Brown the first game?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. He just was going around him. And Poole don't play no defense either. They just was hot. They did what they supposed to do. Man, I'm telling you, Boston, Jason, them like, that's 1-1. Golden State hasn't lost a home game, never. Well, don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying they ain't lost it in this playoff. A home game, none this playoff.
Memphis didn't get them one.
Not at home.
Not at Golden State.
No.
Dallas did, didn't it?
No. No, they almost swept Dallas. They was up 3-1 when they won. They won. Dallas won their first fourth game.
In Dallas, yeah.
So do you think Kerr? You think Kerr is a little bit too loyal? He too loyal for Klay Thompson, or
no, man.
I think what you said.
He know what he gonna get from Klay. Klay the vet. He gonna lean on him.
I think that too.
I'm like that. I'm loyal to a fault, and I'm like PA. I'm kind of on the side of both of y'all too.
I believe that too. No, I think that too. I think Klay gonna be the one that Kerr go to, but
you can't not guard him when he out there, regardless of how bad he shoot. He may not be able to hit 5 shots, 6 shots,
He
10
ain't.
shots.
But
He's not
he gonna
shooting
he
that
gonna hit
bad.
that he gonna hit that one to send you home.
So there, but he's not. He's not shooting that bad. He's in his layups and his inside game is where he's missing it around the rim. Yeah, I mean he might shoot a 3 or 2 this off, but the rest of it is wet.
Hey, I'm going with close out Klay, man. When it's time to close out, he come and show, man.
Man, because I'm like, dude, you can't, regardless, you can't leave that dude out there. And he every now and then he got that little sneaky little one dribble drive, little step back. He'll hit that regardless of the threes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't care. I'm leaving him out there.
All right, now that's Golden State. Let me talk about Boston. If once Jason get the handle down when he goes to a hole and instead of being indecisive, you know that word. But if he can go to the hole and know what he's gonna do ahead of time, you gotta know. You gotta lay it up, dunk it, and pass it quick. The turnover, they smacking him, whatever. He's not gonna get those calls. So he got 3 or 4 turnovers.
They killing them though, Nelly. They killing them, man.
That's what I'm saying. But they not getting a call. So you gotta know. See, that's what separates the superstars. Jordan, he got smacked, kicked. They shot at him, everything from the stands. He made all his layups and dunks. Jordan. I know it's not a comparison, but I'm just saying, Kobe, when they go to the hole, they know they're going to score. LeBron, they're going to score. He just got to work on that. That's like playing football and you fumble all the time. You know to fumble. You got to lock it in. You got to hit, you got to practice on holding that ball and don't let them smack it. Jason got a lot of turnovers by going to the hole.
Yeah.
If you look at it, they not getting them calls.
He got to protect the ball going to the hole. They all smacking it out.
Now in Boston, he might get it off.
That's what I was just finna say. It's you in Golden State. You're not gonna get those calls. They got lucky.
Yeah.
Boston did what they were supposed to do. They won one game.
Oh yeah.
So the home court advantage.
Don't give it back and lose this. Next, you know what I'm saying?
You can't really, especially this next one.
That game one won't mean nothing.
Because we don't want him Golden State to carry the momentum into the next game. We don't want.
You definitely don't want the pressure back on Boston and going back out to Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You definitely got to get this one at home. I think they will though.
Yeah, me too.
Jason. I know he out the funk. He scored 28. He ain't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no 3 for 17. I know that Jay still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ain't on him. The rest of them guys got to come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, Brown came out the gate and then he fizzled on out. He didn't.
Yeah, but those 2 fouls. All of them had 2 fouls first quarter. They was just calling. That was terrible calling. But they pros. They professionals. They had to work through it. There's no excuses. You know how I used to play. Foul me harder. It's gonna be an and one anyway. That's how they got to have that mentality.
Wiggins had 20 the first game, came back with 11. No, he was in foul trouble.
Yeah, but they was locking him down too, though. They was playing a lot of defense, Boston behind the scene. You got to think they lost the lead going into halftime. What, by 1 or something? 2, 3 points? I forget.
Poole started getting hot down the stretch of that halftime.
But they was down though. They had a 7-0 run, a 9-0 run to finish out the first half. That run right there.
But who kicked off the run though?
Nobody. Kerry, Klay, one of them. Draymond with the defense.
Yeah, Draymond was in their head and in their mind all game from the set. You know what I'm saying? And he played a little better. He had a little 9 points versus the 4 he had in the first game. Klay had 11. Wiggins had 11. These all in the second game. Poole and Curry kind of really helped him out. Looney had a quiet 12. That helped him out too. Versus
that really helped him. That wasn't really quiet. That really helped him because when every time he bailed out everybody when they went to the hole, they didn't have no shot. Gary
Payton Jr. He had 7. He didn't even play in the first game. So
yeah, he had a 3 and a 2.
He mixed it up.
Jason need to go to that hole. The whole team need to start driving to that hole and get to the free throw line. Jason's gonna average 14, 15 points off free throws a game. He's been doing that ever since high school. So that's his strong point right there. They need to drive to the hole and start posting up them little guards. They little boys out there, man. Hartford had Klay in a post and he ain't do nothing. Jason had him in the post the first game and didn't do nothing. Man, he turned around and two-handed out.
That makes me mad. You got a smaller guy, you go all the way down and then you kick it back out.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, Justin Tatum would have turned around and boom. Yeah, you're
so
watching them daddy films.
What's the deal with that post up stuff, man? None of these guys take advantage of these post up. All these big old dudes, man.
Or use the glass.
If you see that it's a mismatch there, man, or dudes just more perimeter oriented to where it's like you don't even know what to do with a mismatch down there if you even get something like that.
You ain't never been down there. Some people ain't never been down in the city. A lot of county boys.
Everything is threes. Everything.
Right. And I'm just like, the mismatches can be there. You know, you got all them little guys, the guards that jump out there. At some point back in the day, you be a couple plays that's ran strictly for that. You got Draymond. Now I'm pretty sure this guy's strong, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, you got to be like, look, let me work on my post.
And they IQ, Golden State does have the advantage of the experience. I will say that. Because Draymond had a technical foul. And when he got into it with Jaylen Brown was unaware of that he had a technical foul. So he could have I would have kicked him in his chest. Would have been banging, whatever. So there'd have been a double foul.
We would have sent a goon out there to mix him up. And I thought Williams was going to get to him, though.
Man, he pushed them all in his back, man. And he ain't talking about that. He pushed them all in his back. Get on. And then got a foul call on him. Then call him a bozo. Stop playing. What Williams? The other Williams, the dreads?
No,
light-skinned Keisha didn't want no smoke with Draymond right there. I'm telling you. He ain't want no smoke right there, dog.
Man.
No, but seriously.
So let me throw this up here. So what's the keys for both teams to win in game 3? Is it over? Is it or are we saying that it's over, or is it going to be another long series? PA, what you got?
It just started.
The 3 guys that didn't do nothing in game 2 have to do more in game 3 than they did in 2, like they did in 1. And it has to be a team effort. In hometown, he got to be on 2. You know what I'm saying? The guy, you can't score 2 points after you come back scoring 26 and 6 for 8 for threes, and you scoring 20. You know what I'm saying? That's
what he had. What he had? 3 attempts. He only had like 3, 4. You don't even think he had 4 attempts.
I understand they made adjustments and they was in your face, but you had to take it down low. You was down low a couple of times and kicked it back out when Kerr was on you. So you got to make the right adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But for real, y'all going off these stats though. The stats is not really saying what happened to the game, because y'all got to think they set out the whole 4th quarter.
Well, before they said that, they didn't do nothing.
No, I ain't talking about they didn't do nothing, but I'm talking about when you talk about he had this many points, that many points. Hell, if Jason would have stayed out there, he might would have hit 50. Yeah, 28.
But they weren't productive to even stay out there.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from a statistics point of view, everybody's saying, well, they only had this many shots attempted. They took them out 4th quarter and let the bench play. I mean, so of course they said between Jason and between Jason and Jaylen, they only had 9 points second half. So they'll stress that, but they won't say, well, they didn't play the 4th quarter though. They make it seem like, okay, well, they got 9 points. They wasn't productive. No, the game was over. We're going to rest them for the next game. That was smart. Okay. The coach rested. I'd rather rest y'all. Let the bench get in there. We already stole one. We cool. We finna go, we cool.
Say your legs, because we know this is going to be a long series.
Say them little young legs. Because Draymond, he finna be on gonna need an oxygen tank in a minute. I'm telling y'all that running around he doing. that buffoonery. No, but it's gonna be a good game. I think it just started though, Brian.
No, I'm with you. Like I said, I still think, man, Boston got a chance, man, in 6. They just gonna make 6.
PA said 7.
Yeah, no, just make this a dog fight. But I mean, it's far from over. It's far from over. Yeah. But I just wanted to just make sure we tap back in and was able to continue this conversation, man. Because I mean, it's gonna get interesting. It was like night and day from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah,
And
but we knew Golden State was gonna come out and win game 2, make
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
They supposed to won game 1.
We was wondering, can Boston do what they did in game 1 with Jason playing a little better? You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
He didn't have no help for real. He didn't have no help like he had in. Like
he passed it out too, and they missed some shots. So it wasn't like he wouldn't pass neither. He passed to some open fellas, and they missed some shots. Jalen was
definitely gonna be interesting Wednesday. Definitely gonna be interesting.
Bet. So man, we got to get back on it. So they go Wednesday, they go Friday.
Wednesday might be Wednesday, Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, they probably go on the weekend.
Wednesday, Saturday. All right, man. We got to jump back on her, man, and get back on her and chop it up and see, man, if it's gonna be any more interesting, factors that come to play. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
What do you think the keys to game 3 be?
Man, like I said from the beginning, man, the health. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna be healthy? We saw from the beginning that from the beginning of the playoffs, we're down the stretch. Marcus Smart, Horford, man, them guys, man, they asked to do a lot. The young boys are cool. Jalen,
Poole,
Jason, like all of the young guys. Like this, it's a young man's sport. But the key is gonna be who can stay healthy down the stretch. Who can have that bounce back? We can't have nobody, man, no injuries or, folks being banged up. And then it's going to be the first person that make that next adjustment of inserting somebody that we didn't even see coming. Who else got somebody laying over there in the cut that we can wait to game 5 to throw you on out there and like, nah, you ain't synced this the first game.
They brought that big old white boy out for Golden State. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
A factor. Yeah.
And gave you a little sauce and a little.
Yeah.
Gary Payton Jr.,
that was some good. Yeah. That was inspiration. That got the crowd hype. They got them, they got them, they came out fired up. Boston didn't come out fired up as a team.
He can't keep sticking Jason, man. He's too little.
Hey man, they got to do what they got to do. But I want to say something. Touch back on the first episode, Brian. Hey, when you was talking about the kids, how they playing today opposed to back in the days, a lot of kids playing basketball, high school basketball. A lot of them going to the league more now than they did back then. And I thought maybe because a lot of high school kids who graduated had successful basketball career, D1 careers, pro career. Y'all come back and y'all become coaches of these high schools.
Right.
Like Jed, Pat McCall, daddy at Trinity. Then you got Justin Tatum at CBC. You got you at St. Mary. You got Ron at Quentin Ritter. You have had to at McClure. Big Gerald, you know what I'm saying? So y'all coming back and y'all giving more, because back in our days I had Crenshaw, but the school around the corner probably had a janitor, somebody who was a coach that was a math teacher.
Just a teacher inside the school.
Yeah, who just getting an extra a little check extra, to teach you. So that I wanted to say that too. And I want to say too, we was naming a lot of big time ballers back then and young ballers who used to hoop with us. And I forgot to mention Torrey Fawcett. We used to have him along with us, duplicate cousin. So he made a big jump because he was at Miller Park too as a kid. Like we used to take you around. And shout out to Woes, Tanny, where we used to hoop too. I forgot those gyms right there. We grew up in the Monsanto YMCA on Page. We used to go down to Blue Mars and hoop, the Cleve Town and hoop. Out in Berkeley, forgot about Berkeley, PA, Frost, the little Rams out there. So we got around on some Sandlot ball. I ain't mentioned it the first time.
Yeah, no, I think the fact that man, the internet, man, social media, all of that stuff made everything so much smaller. So even like back in the day, it was just kind of like, trying to reach to become like a McDonald's All-American or, a big time player. It seemed like it was so far from beyond even to reach there. now it's like now the tastemakers and the folks, the gatekeepers, they come into places like St. Louis because they like, man, look, so and so
Hey, we
went there
got some hoopers.
and they got some hoopers, or this person went there and they got some hoopers, and it's just something about that's in the water up here.
Hey,
To where you got
word.
East St. Louis, you got St. Louis, and even right now, when we take teams to Chicago, or we take teams to certain places, man, the first thing that them dudes say is, man, them St. Louis guys, man, they get down because our style of play and the way we play, a lot of folks don't play like that, pressing, picking up full court, getting after it. And so, now all of a sudden people are trying to come back to see, man, can I get one of them type of players there? Can I get one of them type of players here? And if folks are, man, we look up, we got a lot of guys in the league, man. That's
Yeah.
name.
And D1. And D1.
Yes, all of the other kids can look at it and see, like, man, I can get there. It ain't far and beyond to see Brad, to see Mason, to see Pat, to see Bean.
Yeah. North Carolina, you got Ryan that plays for Creighton. You got
guys on the USA team, McDonald's All-Americans, Caleb,
Georgetown. Okay, yeah. So you got some ball players out of St. Louis, and they said it. A few people asked. It was a thing on ESPN. They was asking where the best ball players from, and some people said New York, of course. One guy said, he was naming a little town. One guy wasn't even from St. Louis. He said St. Louis got the best ballers, and that's like they like yeah.
Like when you look at those other cities, those are big major cities.
Right.
The amount of people that come out of St. Louis on based on how small we are, it's kind of like it's eye opening. You know what I'm saying? You look at like the EYBL. The St. Louis Eagles organization is the second longest Nike organization that's out there, next to Boo Williams. So
wow,
you got Boo Williams, you got the Eagles that's been around for almost 25 years. So
shout out to Mr. Gordon.
Man, shout out to Rich Gray, Coach Golden, man, all them guys, man. Like so,
Golden,
them guys, they go out and they do they scout. Shout out to Tony, Brad, all them guys, man. Them dudes work extra hard in the summertime.
Pee Wee, what's up, Pee Wee?
Players to come back and play for the local teams, and then we got to be able to put a feather in our cap when we get out of town players coming to play for these organizations. And then they go off and do big things like the Moses Moody's and the Nick Smiths. Them guys had the Eagles jerseys on, so they cutting their teeth around some St. Louis guys too. So
the Eagles definitely had some good ball players come through there, and still got some to come. You know what I mean? The Eagles, they run deep.
So it's just about, man, like I said, just making sure that somebody that's been played and that's in the forefront coming back telling these kids, like, dude, you can make it. You can get there. It might be a back door to get there because you still got the G League. You got folks that's not giving up. You know what I'm saying? But again, a lot of folks, we were all first generation athletes, first generation. This is our first time going, first time doing this. We ain't got nobody to tell you, no, you need to go to that camp. You need to get that type of exposure.
Right.
Now we got folks that tell you, man, you better try to make it to the Elite 100. So you can try to be tracked on exactly what you need to be working on to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
These kids got personal trainers now, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about it. It's just like with any other thing. If you want something that bad, you go hire that, you go get that and get something that.
I'm just saying we didn't have that. We didn't have that. We didn't even have the idea. I'm trying to learn from my partner, his daddy. Trying to learn. That was my person. That's my trainer. I go down to Eastgate and got to go down there and ball. So it's like every Sunday, every day, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Every day Duke daddy was off. We go down there.
So what community center you think, man, like put out the most funk though? You think Tandy's, Woes, like
it's different. It's different It's different eras. I would say that because you had Cherokee on the south side that had a whole nother run. That's when your era. You was younger though, little Brian, but you was there. But Tandy's and Woes been around.
Tandy was my era though. Tandy was my era. Tandy and 12th and Park was my era. We had the actual men's league, the Midnight League used to be.
Yeah, I played in the Midnight League.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when Darius Miles, David Lee, You know what I'm saying? All you guys that yeah, y'all had some ballers down at 10. So that was the gym though to pick up. But Woes is from like my daddy used to hoop at Woes. I remember Woes
Woes is
back in
just
the day.
classic.
And then you had to be tough to play at Woes, dog. That was one of the hardest gyms. I always thought that floor was longer. I thought the rails was higher.
That's a big floor. That's a big floor.
Hey,
Whoa.
but you had to pass some. Hey, you had to be. Hey, you couldn't cry down there. You could. It's a hard foul. That's definitely going. Yeah, that's how Pat McCall and all them got to the league on man. That's Larry Hughes, deal, man. That's some ball. That was some hard balling at Woes until we got grown. A lot of them ain't stick around, but Woes did. And then it's like you got to think though, when we have the best of everything, not only we be great, we be the best. Like here go Jason Tatum in the finals. Perceived as one of the best basketball players that's out right now. One of them, first team All American. But then you got to look at people like we had Leon Spinks and Mike Spinks, the champion of the world. That's St. Louis. Got said in time. We got so it's a mentality. We got
Shout out to Corey. Corey Spanks, man. Sure,
Corey Spinks. Yeah, the whole another generation. Red Fox. I'm just naming elites that took it to another level that we could see greatness once again. You know, Arthur Ashe. You know what I'm saying? You got Tina Turner. We got the great legends. Not only they just legends and athletes. I mean, singers and entertainers and athletes. They was at the highest tier, the top tier people. So I think that mentality goes into the mentality of St. Louis. We believe that we are the great. We very bold. We hustle. We got that mentality that of course you can make it here, you can make it anywhere type of mentality.
Right. And don't let us in, because once you let us in, it's gonna be hard for us to get out. You know what I'm saying? Once you let us in.
I forgot about Nelly. My fault. Nelly, 10 million sold, and blew up off the rap. I'm just saying. So we go hard when we come. We're gonna come hard. So the next generation, if they hear this, y'all could be the next generation that to outdo everybody else. If you could outdo the people I just named. Y'all going down in the Hall of Fame,
right?
Have your name on a star, fame, Walk of Fame in Hollywood, Delmore Loop. Y'all gonna be the great. I'm just saying, have that mentality, be ready. You know that next generation.
Right? Nah, man, no doubt, man. So, fellas, man, what else we got, man? What else we got going on, man? So like I said, man, we sponsored by SeatGeek, man. I got the SeatGeek up here. Matter of fact, if you check the description, you're going to be able to see the promo code Coach Turner for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So any type of concert event you're going to, sporting event you're going to, man, download SeatGeek, the SeatGeek app, and they give you like a star rating. It's going to be they rate the ticket. So it's like an aftermarket ticket that you can possibly buy from someone, and you can get the rating to make sure you're getting the best ticket. So the promo code Coach Turner, man, $20 off your first purchase. So fellas, man, I appreciate this time, man. What else we got? Y'all want to throw some more stuff out there?
Thanks for having me, man.
Salute, Cuzzo. Salute.
Oh no, man. We got to make sure we get back on here for the game. What we gonna do? Game 5? How we gonna recap this?
We're gonna come back. When they go back on their way back to Golden State.
Yeah, so 2 more games. Let it be 2 more games.
One. How they doing it?
3 and 4 is in Boston. 5 and 6. 5 is in Golden State, and 6 is in Boston, and 7 is back in Golden State.
Bet, man. All right, fellas, man. Y'all get some rest, man. Be safe out here.
Appreciate it. Hey, man.
Go ahead.
We got the What Up Though coming soon in August. Shout out to STL Dirty. Shout out to my boy T Love, my guy Fats. DT, I see you. Can't forget about my boy Slim no more. LRD 8 to 9. Check us out, man. We growing. We appreciate the love. Catch me, STLPA on IG, Chris Williams on Facebook. Holla at me, man.
Appreciate you, Nell. What you got?
I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching. Make sure y'all talk to the kids, the new generation, get them together, give back to the neighborhood and the people and your loved ones. Love your people it's very bad out here with these guns and violence right now. So we all need to be careful out here in these streets, and it's everywhere. And shout out to my partner D Red, Music Making Monday. He got popping. All the top producers. If you want to collaborate and network, that's a good time to hook up with D Red from Bulletproof Records. Lil Sean, aka Dude Sheezy from Street Gang. Y'all need to collaborate with them. They making big moves. And that's about it. Anybody I forgot, I love you. And I'll talk about you next time.
And I appreciate you, fellas. Hold on. Let me go ahead and clear this out. Hold on.